Hey guys, welcome back to my info predictions. Today we're going to be talking about, well, I'm going to be telling you who I think is going to win every division. And this, I haven't gone through my predictions yet. So this is just me picking what I think is the best team in each division without looking really too hard at the schedule. Or I did look at the schedule, but yeah, so what I think the best team in each division is. And I'm sorry if I'm posting this video a little later than I normally post. I've been working on stuff for my other channel, Capital and CH Lowercase Films. We make movies over there. Anyways, so I've got it, NFC North, AFC North, and NFC South. I've got it like that. I've got all the teams over here listed out. I don't really have my notes with me right now, so it's going to be coming off the top of my head, kind of talking about what I feel like. I mean, some of this even surprised me because, I'm a big hater of some teams, but I had to, tell myself, okay, they're probably going to win that division. NFC North, we've got the Vikings, and this is really... this is really close because it's really either going to be the Vikings or the Packers this year. And, it was really hard, but I felt like maybe the Vikings had the little edge over them. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is better than Kirk Cousins. I'm not even going to attempt to say that Kirk Cousins is... they're close, okay? But it's close enough to where it's like they're both good, but it's also far enough away to where you can be like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is obviously better. I also feel like Dalvin Cook is better than who's that guy's name? This is why I need to keep my notes with me. Aaron, that their running back, whose also name also starts with Aaron. I forgot him. But yeah, I probably sound stupid right now, but yeah, I just feel like he had better running backs. I feel like the Vikings have a better defense all around. So I feel like it could be close, and I feel like maybe even if the Lions step it up, they could take over. I feel like there's no chance for the Bears. Really, there's no chance for the Lions, but I feel like the Lions, there's a timeline somewhere off in a distant future where somehow the Lions win the NFC North. So I had to put that there. NFC South, we've got the Saints. This one is another close one. The Falcons, they could surprise. They do have, Julio Jones, and Matt Ryan at one point was good. So, if the Falcons get a jump start, then they could definitely win. The Panthers, if Teddy Bridgewater really works out there and, what was his name? Christian McCaffrey kind of takes this offense, then the Panthers could even sneak past them. The Buccaneers, of course, with Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski going over there. They're definitely... I feel like it's mainly a fight between the Saints and the Buccaneers this year. But I just feel like, the Saints, they've got Drew Brees, for one, who I think right now is probably on the same tier as Tom Brady, if not even better. Speaking of this, my next video is going to be a quarterback tier list, so if you want to make sure that you can watch that. They've got Michael Thomas. They've got Alvin Kamara. Really, I'd honestly be surprised if the Falcons or Panthers won this division. But I definitely can see that happening sometime. This is gonna be a nice division to watch, NFC South, because it's really any of them could. It's not really like it's like a 10% chance that either the Falcons or the Panthers win. It'd be very rare. Like how I have all the teams in their team colors and not just red or green or whatever. In NFC West, we've got the 49ers. This was a tough one. It was kind of a fight because the Rams could get back in there. I feel like the 49ers, if they take the normal drop, look at the Rams. They went to the Super Bowl, dropped. Look at the Panthers. They went to the Super Bowl, and they didn't drop as much, but look where they are now. And then you look at the Falcons. They went to the Super Bowl. Look where they are now. And then look at the 49ers. Look where they are. Is that going to happen to them? I know it hasn't historically happened to other teams. A lot of teams have made Super Bowls and lost and then gone back. Looking at the Bills' 4-year streak. But it definitely could happen. Obviously I don't think it is. They're going to win this division. This is another good division to watch because you've got teams like the Cardinals who 100% could pick up, especially when they added DeAndre Hopkins in the offseason. That was a smooth move. People talking about how bad of a move that was by the Texans. How great of a move was that by the Cardinals. I mean, amazing. So the Cardinals definitely could contend. The Rams definitely could contend. I mean, they almost made the playoffs last year. They are still a pretty good team. Just, I'm not saying like the Falcons, like I said, they could almost win the NFC South. The Rams, they could definitely win the NFC West. This is going to be more competitive than the South though, because 49ers, if the 49ers dip and they're not as good as they were last year, like even if they drop down to like 9-7 or 10-4 even, then this West, because I mean I can see the Cardinals could get to 10-4, the Rams could get to 10-4, the Seahawks could get to 10-4, and the 49ers should definitely get to 10-4. And it's just going to be really, I feel like it's more of a 49ers versus Seahawks ordeal, but definitely the other two are still in there for the fight. NFC East, we've got the Cowboys. This is a hard one for me. If you've been subscribed to me or watching my videos for a while, then you know that I am a pretty big Redskins fan. And I was gonna put the Redskins up there, but then I had to tell myself like, no, like if you talk to any Redskins fan who's like really a fan, we despise the Cowboys. Like we don't like the Eagles, of course, because they're our rivals. We don't like the Giants, of course, because they're rivals. But we despise the Cowboys. And I just kind of had to sit there and be like, all right, look. The Cowboys, they have, in my opinion, the best wide receiver unit. Ezekiel Elliott is pretty good. Their defense, I mean, Van Der Esch up there, it's pretty good. So I had to look at it and I was like, and also, I mean, the Eagles, in my opinion, they're probably about to go into a rebuilding phase. I have a feeling this is the end of Carson Wentz's. We're nearing like the later years of Carson Wentz starting in the Eagles. Unless he does something amazing, the Giants, it's going to take him a couple more years to get up there. The Redskins, in my opinion, I feel like it's the Cowboys versus Redskins and maybe Eagles. Mainly Cowboys versus Redskins. But I also had to tell myself, Carson, this is probably because you're a Redskins fan. Don't even consider it. So I was like, you know what? The Cowboys are up there. As of right now, they're the best team in the league. And in that, not in the league, not nowhere near. And also I figured I should say, out of these four teams, if this was a division, I feel like the Saints would win. It would go Saints, 49ers, Vikings, Cowboys. I don't know why I decided to say that. That's actually kind of cool. I like doing that. AFC North, you got the Ravens. This is a division that could potentially be a very good division to watch, but it could also be potentially a very, just Ravens taking it all the way. Because if the Browns, they get away from Kitchens and his terrible play calling and get to a new head coach, if Baker Mayfield goes back to how he played 2 years ago, and, they could become potentially a pretty good team that even rivals the Ravens. The Steelers, if Big Ben completely, makes me look like an idiot if you've been watching me, because I think he's going to be a old, broken man, and he goes back to how he was a few years back, then they could contend. And if Joe Burrow takes this team and him and T. Higgins, and they just freaking become elite somehow, yeah, the Bengals probably aren't even going to contend, but I mean, it's possible. Then I could definitely see it being a 3-way or even a 4-way battle. But the way I'm seeing it right now, the Ravens are the team that like the Steelers, they need Big Ben to come back and play strongly, and they need all these other players that they get back to play strongly. The Browns, they need to put all their trust in this new head coach. They need to have Baker Mayfield step up for them to be good. For Bengals, they need a miracle. They need Joe Burrow to instantly become a success. They need T. Higgins. They need their whole team to just step it up a level for them to be good. But the Ravens, they really need just to stay consistent. They can even probably get worse a little and still win games and win this division. In the AFC South, it was a little debating, but I took over and I said the Titans are going to win. This is another division that I feel like the Texans' offense took a dive this offseason, not only because of DeAndre Hopkins, but because of other things. I feel like the Texans could definitely surprise me and win this division, but right now I feel like it's mainly Titans-Colts. But the Colts, I think if Phillip Rivers plays as well as he did like a few years ago, and not as well he did like last year, and this team kind of gets back to where it was when they had Andrew Luck, and like Phillip Rivers kind of goes back, kind of turns into Andrew Luck. If Philip Rivers plays on the level that Andrew Luck was playing when he retired, then the Colts definitely can make a strong fight for this division, and I feel like Philip Rivers has a very good chance of doing that. But the Titans, you saw them at the end of the last season. They won like almost every game. They looked dominant. They took out the Ravens and the Patriots. And I really, and the Jaguars, they're kind of, we don't want to talk about the Jaguars. Gardner Minshew, really, they didn't get. I think they got somebody, but I forgot his name already because they got him undrafted, and he's not gonna start. I mean, really. But I guess the Texans could win, the Colts could win, the Titans I think are going to win. And in the AFC West, we have the Chiefs on top. This is another one. This is kind of like the AFC North, where it's really kind of a no-brainer. Look, the Broncos, if Drew Lock surprises me, again, kind of like the Steelers, and their own team steps it up, then they could be elite. But I still don't think, even at their best, I don't think the Broncos could rival Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But all I'm saying is that there is a slight chance if they step it up like to the point like I don't even know. If they like don't take a step, they take a leap, like a world record long leap, they maybe could possibly win this division if in a tie of records. The Raiders, it's kind of the same thing. And the Chargers, they probably have the best chance to dethrone the Chiefs right now. And that's if Tyrod Taylor plays as good as he did for the Bills a few years back. And that is if, what's his name? Hibbert plays amazingly, then definitely the Chargers could rival the Chiefs. So it's really, right now, it's looking like it's the Chiefs all the way, okay? And the AFC East, which just these past few days suddenly became very competitive. We've got the Bills. I'm sorry, but even if they can't have any fans, I feel like they're still going to have the wins. Look, I had them number one in my power rankings, but that's just right now. These are predictions. And I just feel like, even though the Patriots got Cam Newton, I have a strong feeling that this Patriots, I feel like, for some reason, I know that, what's his name? I forgot his name. The Patriots head coach, whatever the heck his name is that I forgot. Well, for some reason, sit Cam Newton behind Stidham. I don't know. It's Belichick. I feel like he will, for some reason, I don't know why, but it's like I have a feeling. But I'm going to act like he doesn't. But you've also, and even if they do, you got to look at the terrible offense that he's got, one of the worst wide receiver tight end core. And this really points to how good Tom Brady was. The fact that he was able to take this offense to the playoffs and even rival the Titans is kind of amazing, which is why I'm really hinging on making the Buccaneers win the NFC South. But we're not going to talk about that. I've already made that decision. So, and the Bills have an amazing defense. I feel like the Dolphins could somehow win this division. I feel like that's not out of a possibility. I feel like the Jets might be the worst team in the league right now. There's no way in heck that this piece of trash dumpster fire team is going to win. The Dolphins, no, there's no way the Dolphins win. But if they come back and they play 15 times better than they did, if they play 15 times better than their best last year, then I think maybe they could rival the Bills. I feel like the Patriots would have to kind of, they would have to get, I feel like they would have to start Cam Newton for one. Unless they're planning on tanking, I feel like you start Cam Newton, and I feel like you gotta step it up, or else he's not even gonna be able to have any good targets open. So that's it. And I also, one thing, I feel like if they put Cam Newton out there and told him to tank, I feel like he wouldn't. I don't know why. I just feel like if Philadelphia's like, all right, I need you to go out there and I need you to tank. We need to get the first round pick. first overall pick. I feel like he would be like, nope, and he would somehow go to a touchdown. But yeah, that's it. And and also, I feel like the AFC is so much better than the NFC. I mean, look at this. The Vikings are nowhere near as good as any of these teams. Maybe the Titans. The Cowboys definitely nowhere near as good as any of these teams. 49ers and the Saints, they're okay. I feel like, the Saints is probably better than like the Titans, maybe the Bills. But let me just go ahead and say I think it's Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Titans. All right. And if I had to do a big long thing, I feel like it's Chiefs, Ravens, Saints, Bills, 49ers, Titans, Vikings, Cowboys. So you probably already clicked off the video by now, but if you didn't, I got a Twitter. I got a Patreon. I've got a second channel. Capital NCH lowercase films. Go on patreon.com and look up Carsonian Beans, and go on twitter.com and look up Carsonian Beans. Pretty easy. I'm gonna stop recording now. Goodbye.
Won't you take me